I hope we get another chance to see a full circle here. Badger might be able to pull it off, and Bumblebee, nope, Badger's just going to cap it. 4-cap lead here for center of attention. Bumblebee.
ShotCallers is designed as an adult drinking game, may be viewed without consumption of alcohol. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to operate machinery and may cause health problems. We do not recommend misuse of alcohol, including excessive consumption, binge drinking, drinking and driving, and or underage drinking. It is the viewer's responsibility to monitor and moderate their alcohol consumption. ShotCallers cannot assume any responsibility for the effect that our content may have on people. If this stream lasts for longer than 4 hours, contact your doctor immediately. Batteries not included.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to ShotCallers. We're here to bring you yet another action-packed evening of Major League Tag Pro action. This evening we're going to be watching Ghostboosters take on a Blockwork Orange in what promises to be quite the thriller. I'm Ron Sponson and I'm joined by Liquid and Pithy, and together we bring you guys ShotCallers, Tag Pro's favorite drinking game. And
you guys know the rules. Every cap is a drink. It could be beer, could be wine, could be hard liquor. I mean, for all we care, it could be water. Root beer, maybe, for those of you who aren't of age. Nubsteps, successful nubsteps, that is, are 2 drinks. And of course, this stream would be nothing without the showboat, and both of these teams love boating. So get your shots ready, because we might be seeing a few of those tonight.
Yeah, especially with the skill that we're seeing tonight. Both teams coming in at the top of their division, and they've got quite a bit of cap differential on both sides of the equation here, 32 and 43 caps respectively. But the most important stat, as we all know, is the IMDb score, and we've got Ghostbusters coming in with 7.8 and a Clockwork Orange coming in with 8.3.
Now, clearly a Clockwork Orange has a huge advantage here. It's going to set them off on the right foot, but I have to say, Ghostboosters are coming in with a pretty star-studded lineup. You look at these players, and a lot of them are top of their position. Look at Protag, for instance. Last season, lit up the league. He's been a star for a few seasons now, and this season he's posting some of the top numbers, 45 caps, 9.89 OGAST, and he's partnering AA Ron, who's been embracing more of a support role this season in his breakout Major League season, and so these two together have been quite the threat. But I have to say, the standout for the Ghostboosters has been on defense, with CB13 and Chertino, 2 of the absolute best defensive players in the league right now, and they're showing it. In terms of prevent, I believe they're only the second, there's only one team that has more prevent than these guys. Put together, they're quite the threat, they're quite the dangerous combo, and it's going to take a good offense to be able to dethrone them. That being said, if any offensive pairing can bring a game to them, it's the offensive pairing on a Blockwork Orange. You look at guys like Mr. Hat and Beast Mode. Mr. Hat currently has the 10 OGASP, Beast Mode with a 9 OGASP, and Beast Mode, who many thought would be playing more of a support role, turns out this season he's putting up 30 caps and doing that while also supporting Mr. Hat. So this guy's been all over the court, and he's been putting up some amazing numbers for a support player. Mr. Hat has been carrying the team as usual. Almost every half, you'll be seeing Mr. Hat at the top of the hold standings. And of course, Mr. Hat and Protag, 2 of the grabbiest offensive players in the league. Now on defense for Blockwork Orange, you've got Mex, who the self-proclaimed rookie of the season right now, and he's putting up some amazing numbers of his own. And partnering him would be, in theory, Calamitous, also known as Franj, but we've heard news that Franj is unavailable to play tonight, so in his position, there's speculation as to who might be coming in. Looking at their minors roster, they've got some pretty good defensive players, Costanza with the 8.52 DGASP in minors, but I have to say the most probable contender would be Legit Nipple, who currently holds the 10 DGASP in minors, and if anyone's going to be pegged to come in to sub in for Franj, it would probably be him, so we'll have to look out for that. Either way, partnering with Mex has to be one of the easiest things to do in today's league. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see. And now, of course, this stream would be nothing without our new segment where we talk about the team's overall performances so far this season and their play styles. And with Ghostboosters and Blockwork Orange, what we have are 2 teams who are very similar in the way that they're both quite offensively heavy. Both teams are over 90 caps, some of the top numbers in the league. But they're also very defensively solid. As I was mentioning earlier, Ghostboosters have the second most prevent in the league. They actually are the best in terms of hold against. No team has less hold against than these guys. And it's pretty similarly enough, you got the Blockwork Orange, who are just one position behind Ghostboosters in both prevent and hold against. Interestingly enough, the fact that they're so similar hasn't really translated in their actual defensive record, with the Blockwork Orange boasting the best or the least amount of caps allowed so far this season, whereas Ghostboosters sit more closer to the 60 cap range, 12 more caps allowed. We'll see tonight if the difference ends up showing. One thing's for sure though, the major difference between these two teams is the amount of grabs per minute. And that's surprising coming from a team with Protag, but as I was mentioning, Protag and Mr. Hat 1 and 2 in the league in terms of grabbing, but you can tell that the rest of the Blockwork team has been grabbing a lot more than the support players for Ghostboosters. And that could be the difference maker, because while a Blockwork Orange tends to be one of the grabbiest teams in the league, you've got Ghostboosters who are actually, you can't see it on this diagram, but they're first in terms of grab quality. They have the fewest flaccid grabs, as defined by Frozen's algorithm, in the entire league. So that's the contrast that we'll be looking for tonight. Definitely one of the interesting storylines.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see just how close those two teams are. One of the other interesting things this week is we've had a bit of news, specifically in MLTP. We've got a trade to talk about. Ballout 4 has acquired Q42 and Infinite Sky from Symbolian Pirates in exchange for STDs.
Yeah, that sounds great. I would make that trade any day of the week. In terms of free agents, there have been some really interesting pickups. We were talking about Symbolian Pirates getting rid of Q42. Many thought that would weaken their defense. Turns out they picked up Yasarian to replace him, and Yas, who is a former captain of All Caps, rejoining fellow All Caps alumna Ball Don't Lie and Gem. So if these guys can put it together, they're going to be one of the real dark horse candidates for the Super Bowl this season. And other notable pickups have been J-Bay for 877 caps now, Shaba for London Waz, and of course, there were a few drops, high-profile drops this week, with Prism, Quibble, and Big Money getting dropped by their respective teams.
There's a new Magic Pigeon montage at the top of the Tag Pro subreddit, so make sure you guys check that out.
I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Magic Pigeon montage.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to check it out, and you guys should probably do that too, if you haven't already. I'm going to guess it's probably top of the subreddit by now. So, anyway, speaking of... We were not speaking of maps, but we are speaking of maps now.
Hey!
Beautiful segue. I'm learning from the best. The first map, Jiffy? How do you pronounce that?
Go fuck yourself.
Man, this debate really brings in the worst out of people, eh? Either way, both of these maps this week are really interesting because it's the Portal Week. Both of the maps feature prominent portals in the middle of the map. Jiffy, or GFY, it's the second time we're going to see this in competitive after we saw it last week, and for a map that I expected to be really defensive and choky, we saw a lot of creative plays, and I think part of it is that players aren't necessarily familiar with all the dynamics yet, so really cool plays with the portals, but also the bombs and boost in base. Not to mention, of course, the notable Bumball Bee play. Maybe we can see another one of those tonight. And the second map of the evening is Scorpio, making its fourth appearance in competitive Tag Pro, and slowly but surely has turned into a bit of a competitive staple. Plays really well, plays really efficiently. If there's one thing to know about this map is that it's really hard to reset, because the flag carrier, waiting on re, can easily just stay alive by doubling back and finding one of the bombs to camp on. So that'll be a huge challenge for the defenses tonight, and it's one that I think might define the game.
One thing that has also stayed alive here from week to week is the Jump Cup Halftime Challenge, which is going to be played again after Game 1 and before Game 2. And I think it's the Tag Pro version of beer pong that you, the viewer, can participate in if it hasn't changed underneath me. So if you guys want to participate, we have opened up signups. You have to follow the channel and then type !jump in chat to participate. And we'll pick 4 lucky viewers.
A huge shout out to Ball Don't Lie for helping us out this week and helping us run it. Just last week, this guy scored the top score with 276 power-ups, so that's the mark to beat this week.
No, that is not a juice box. That is actually the Odell Brewing, what is it called? Rupture IPA that I'm drinking.
Is that what you're drinking?
Yes.
What's so special about it?
Well, so it's got an interesting name, Rupture. It describes the manufacturing process that they've made that grinds the hops fresh, very similar to how you would freshly grind a bean of coffee prior to brewing it.
I thought you were telling me they crushed those hops. It sounds more violent.
Could be either.
Way.
Yeah.
grinding, crushing, that's the same difference at that point. I'm on something a bit more tame. We've got the Blanche de Chambly, which is another one of those Unibrew beers. 5% alcohol value, so I'm preparing myself for the oncoming onslaught of caps that we're going to be seeing with these two teams. Time will tell if I do end up, this was a good choice or not, but it's one of those go-to beers that you can never go wrong with it.
You know, I have to be honest, I don't think the Unibrew is ever going to be fashionable.
I don't know, what's his name again? What's the basketball player who has it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
He's bringing it back.
I thought you were talking about the YouTube channel.
Either way, teams must be pretty much ready to start at this point, eh?
Looks like it. While we're waiting for the teams to start, I do want to see what you guys in chat are drinking. Let me know in chat what your drink of choice for the evening will be.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people are drinking something other than beer. That's typically people join us with some good brewskis, but you never know. Maybe we got some fancy whiskey drinkers out there.
Ooh.
Maybe gin. I know a lot of people I know are into gin these days. I'm not much of a big gin drinker, though, if I'm honest.
Sundown repping water. That's always a good one.
That's
I hope to survive.
That's water. Don't forget water in between your drinks, guys. That's the halftime drink of choice. A little glass of water. Keep things under control. So we're a responsible stream here.
Stay hydrated, folks. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Sundown.
Now, it seems like we're waiting right now on a Blockwork Orange, who it seems like they're still trying to figure out their lineup. As we mentioned earlier, Frange unable to make it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
You think that changes anything going into that with a sub on your defense?
Absolutely. I mean, these guys, as we mentioned earlier, they're top of their division. They're top of the Eastern Conference, actually, the Blockwork Orange, with a 8-0-2 record, and that's in no small part due to the chemistry between Mex and Frange. So the sub will be an interesting decision.
Yes. So it looks like they've got a couple of their players. A Fly? Is Fly coming in?
Wow, if Fly comes in, that's interesting because she, I thought it was offense restricted, but perhaps she's subbing in for defense? We're not quite sure yet. I know she's been playing defense in minors for them and doing pretty well at that. As I mentioned earlier, it would be surprising if they didn't put in one of their two defensive players in minors because both Constanza and Legit Nipple have been putting up some stellar stats on the defensive side of things. And I know minors isn't quite the same thing as majors, but at this point, if you have the choice between some defensive studs in minors or someone who's been an average defender in majors before, I would definitely go for the stud. They're hungry. They're gunning for it.
So we got a bit of an update here from Mex that there will be a couple-minute delay here for Mr. Hat.
The MVP, you got a delay for him. Maybe that's what the Fly sub was looking for. She's probably their go-to offensive sub, so if Mr. Hat can't make it, then Fly's going to come in. But seriously, if this team plays a lineup of Beast Mode, Fly, Costanza, and Mex, that might be a tough hill to climb for them. Do you have any predictions for this week, Ron?
Let's see. So I know that a Blockwork Orange seems to be the favorite coming into this game. But the subs could shake things up. So I'm going to predict that they're going to have a shaky first half and are going to have to come back from that into the rest of the evening.
Interesting prediction. Do you think they will come back?
Yes, I do. I think it's just going to take a bit of time. Just a bit of time to get used to the new lineup.
Now, interestingly enough, the first map we're playing is a brand new map for basically every player. They've only played it in 1 week of their entire MLTP careers, and maps only existed for about a month. So, probably 2 months at this point. So, whether or not it's their original lineup, this might be the best time to have a sub, because even the other team, despite their chemistry, will be learning all the new aspects of the map at the same time. So, you never know how things could go. Now, we were talking about predictions. I'm curious, guys, you the viewers, if someone in chat can predict the final aggregate score of the two games correctly, we'll invite you for an interview. I want to see who can predict, if we can get an exact prediction, that is. Not closest, it has to be exactly the proper aggregate score. And I'm curious to see if people think this will be a high-scoring game, low-scoring game. So give us your best shots. I'm going to say aggregate score probably 12 to 11 in favor of Ghostboosters if Costanza plays and Mr. Hat plays.
Wow, you got a lot of
Variables.
Variables in there.
Yeah, I'm hedging my bets.
Definitely. I'm going to predict a 10 to 8, a relatively close game with a Blockwork Orange coming away with the victory.
You're talking overall, like the sweep?
Oh, are you talking like the entire evening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's pretty low. Let's see. I'm going to go, we're doing the entire evening, 16 to 12.
Oh, in favor of Blockwork?
Yeah.
I think they'll go for the sweep?
Yes.
I think I'm predicting a split.
Okay.
Probably one half where...
Now, we're doing aggregate, though, right? Like, closest aggregate, yeah.
Yeah. I guess if someone predicts aggregate and the split, then we'll invite you for an interview and we'll ask you more questions. Not aggregate and split, rather. Aggregate and proper result. And if someone can name aggregate results properly with the right result in terms of wins, split, losses, and can name every single player who caps properly, correctly, I'll give you $100.
Whoa.
Canadian in those, so that's what.
Going down. Oh, okay. That's like
American.
5 cents, yeah. 5 cents US.
Better than nothing. I'll give you. I was gonna mention Bitcoin, but at this point, I'm kind of only afraid even to just say the word Bitcoin.
The problem with Bitcoin now, the transaction amount is so high. Like, in order to, you could send me $2 of Bitcoin, and you have to pay like $30 in fees to get that to me.
Yeah, we don't want to affect the market. You know, we know ShotCallers is a very watched stream, and so just mentioning Bitcoin could affect the market due to our high viewership.
Well, let's be honest, we can't support any competitors to tag coins, which is, as we all know, is going to be the hot new currency.
True, and I hear Berlin Ball has been putting up a pretty good Ponzi scheme campaign. Is getting a lot of donations in. I believe he's at something like 35,000 tag coins at this point. So the guy he knows what's up. Didn't he quit too? I thought he quit.
He may have.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know if you can quit when you have that many tag coins. I think you're too far invested into the ecosystem at that point.
Yeah. Would you do any favors if someone donated you tag coin? Like, would you be willing to, accept a jump cut bribe to let them play in exchange for tag coins?
It might be pushing it. I did see shout out on the MLTP subreddit. They're looking for an old minor league game back in season 5, and I believe there's a bounty, a tag coin bounty of several hundred tag coins for trying to find that recording, or actually finding it. Right? You can't just try to find it and claim the Bitcoin or tag coins.
Yeah. Could it be possible that the reason it's lost was back in the big Twitch purge? I know a lot of my games from Season 5 no longer exist because they weren't saved as replays, and then Twitch just purged a lot of their videos, and they're lost forever.
Yeah, it could certainly be the case. Like, back then, we didn't export to YouTube because Twitch just always saved all the past broadcasts, but they made a change to it, and anyone who didn't export their broadcasts, they just disappeared into the ether.
Yeah.
Shout out for Ethereum, by the way, in chat. Wayne was mentioning that it's way cheaper fees.
I heard that Ripple has actually eclipsed Ethereum as the number 2 cryptocurrency in terms of market cap. So get your rips in.
By the time you're watching this replay, Ripple may not even exist anymore. I'm not sure. It's so volatile.
I mean, by the time you watch the stream, we might not even exist. So hello, future human citizens. We come in peace.
Speaking of replays, if you guys do want to watch replays, they will be available after the game at youtube.com/Ron Sponson. I got that vanity URL, and we make sure to upload the replays to that channel.
Never change, Ron. Never change. So it looks like the game is soon to be underway. But in the meantime, don't forget to get your Jump Cup signups in if you haven't already. As we mentioned, tonight is going to be an interesting night because we've got the high score of 276 set last week, and it's anyone's to beat. We were practicing it earlier, and you can definitely eclipse 300. If you're good, you can even eclipse 400 at this. So this is quite, it's not impossible to beat. Give it your best shot, and if you haven't already, just type !jump in chat, and make sure you mumble. And we'll be picking 4 winners for our halftime show.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. We had Ball Don't Lie came in 276. It was like 30 above what the previous score was, so it's quite possible that we could see someone break 300 this week.
And now that BDL is actually running Jump Cup this time around, he might cheat and give himself a spot in there and try to beat his own record. Well, we'll see. So
this was actually a point of contention, right? Like, he's going to be running it, but it is definitely fair if he's randomly selected, he should certainly be able to participate.
It's happened before, and we've allowed it, but we know how slimy a guy that Ball Don't Lie is. He tends to cheat at every possible opportunity. Is that correct, Ball Don't Lie?
No, that's not correct at all.
Okay, I must have been mistaking you for a different Ball Don't Lie. Either way, huge shout out to you for helping us run this, and we're just waiting on the teams to be ready so we can finally get this week of MLTP action-packed action, as Ron would say, underway.
You know, I don't think he was cheating. I think he was just a bug in the Tag Pro code that was disconnecting him for possible cheating. But I think that's a bug. We did see Lambda comment on that, and they're going to be fixing it pretty soon here.
Yeah, hopefully it's done by 2020, 2019. Is that ambitious enough?
Tag Pro, is it like Tag Pro 6? Okay, so you have Tag Pro next. What comes after next? Tag Pro Future?
Tag Pro next? They're going to do the prequels. It'll be Tag Pro Past.
Oh, jeez.
The Ghost of Tag Pro Future,
Tag Pro
the
Zero.
Ghost of Tag Pro Past. Tag Pro Zero. Yeah, we're trending towards Tag Pro Zero at this point.
Ouch. Too real. One of the other things... Oh, let's see. Are we launching or not?
It would appear
okay,
that...
no, we're not. Ping test.
We're currently doing a ping test.
We got players out of the field just testing the cleats, making sure that everything's moving all right, you know?
Yeah, we're actually playing this game on Diameter because all the other servers are banned, so it should add an extra little wrinkle to our action this week. If this game were played on Diameter, who do you think would win?
I have no idea.
My pick would be Blockwork, just because Chertino, I still can't believe he's this good on a server a continent away from him. 2 continents might be pushing it.
Right. But I don't know, like if you're used to 1 continent's worth of ping, how much worse is it to get to 2 continents?
I don't know. At that point, everyone's kind of just surfing on ice, so... I've played Diameter before. It's playable, but it's certainly not something you want to attempt in a MLTP game.
It is always interesting. Like I've you know what, when you have baseball players that swing like 3 bats and then they'll get back up and they just go down to 1 bat and then it's so much lighter. I wonder if you could have a similar effect with ping.
It's so true, and I know a lot of people here have experienced it firsthand. Playing on a server with high ping and then switching back to low ping, you feel like you're a god. It's ridiculous.
I think someone should make a user script. Like literally
to heighten the people's
artificially.
Ping?
Yes.
You click a button and your ping increases by 100. That's a script that Tag Pro needs.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we would play hockey and you would mess with the physics and like just jack the speed up, or yeah, you would turn the speed up to like 300%. And then when you get back to regular Tag Pro, it feels like you're like a snail. But you can really like take in everything that's happening because it's happening much more slowly.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Now it seems like both teams are pretty much ready to launch. So 15 minutes late, but better late than never. We are going to get you your MLTP action underway. And I heard that this might have been the only game streamed tonight. So for those of you who are in the stream, hang tight. We got you covered.
Well, here we have it, just moments away of the first game of this matchup here, and just about ready to start here. No power-ups to speak of.
So interestingly enough, seems like we've got Beast Mode switching to defense with Mex, and Fly is going to be playing offense with Mr. Hat. So we were talking about the Mr. Hat Beast Mode chemistry. It seems like they're going to be eschewing that for the first half. And Mr. Hat nearly gets a beautiful grab right off the bounce. Fly trying to do the backboard, but end the Fed, aka CB13, had him covered.
Protag's out past a few, but a very clutch button here from Beast Mode. Nice job positioning yourself onto the button. Aaron's having a bit of trouble with Mex here, but somehow stays alive, and Protag shoves Mex right into him and says, "No, that's my flag."
Poor Protag. Oh well. Oh, what a boost by Beast Mode, and it sets up the handoff. Fly is coming out past 1, perhaps past 2. She's got Mex on Re, and now we've got 2 offensive players playing defense. I'm liking this.
And Sharantino was back in base, getting the regrab and returning it, getting a reset. And Protag just narrowly can't slip past Fly. Gonna get returned as we have the first round of power-ups here. Sharantino coming into base with the Tag Pro.
Picks up the green ring. Let's see if he can lead with it. If I were Fly, I would have hit the bomb there. Sharantino would have picked up the flag with the Tag Pro. Instead, it seems like they've got a bit of a Tag Pro lead going. Luckily for them, Mr. Hat, aka Fuck the CRC, is out with the flag, so that should give them a few seconds of calm, especially since Protag is not challenging the boost.
Yeah, he's just sitting on that boost, and now Protag's going to challenge it. Do we have a nub step? Oh, look, it's a return for cap as well. Sharantino playing a bit of anti-re, and Mr. Hat is using these portals against Protag, but Protag still is able to double back and get the return. Looks
like Mr. Hat was thinking with portals there in Beast Mode with a nice little nifty juke. He seems like he was going to go for the portal, but instead goes for the corner, and Sharantino absolutely nails him there.
A backward snipe from Sharantino, closing in quickly to get the reset, and we've got a scoreless game 2 minutes into the game. The second round of power-ups coming up here as all the players are positioning themselves. Mr. Hat tried to use this boost, but Beast Mode's going to be able to pick up that Tag Pro, and let's see if they can do anything with that on offense. Tag Pro's on both sides of the map. Aaron leading Protag out of base. This could be the chance for the first cap of the game. He's in the wrong spot, trying to get it ahead of Protag. Yes, here we go. Aaron is going to just lead him forward, but no.
Beast Mode picked up the flag with the Tag Pro and Mex. Last second save. Last ditch attempt, and it works out. Keeps the game tied. And unfortunately for them, it required a bit of a miracle to save that cap after Beast Mode probably inadvertently grabbed with his own Tag Pro. And then as soon as he died, it seemed pretty bleak, but they were able to keep it under control. Great job by Mex there.
Very aggressive from Mex, just taking that bomb and closing it quickly. I like what I'm seeing there.
Yeah, Mex right now leading both teams with 7 tags. The rest of his teammates combined for 4. So the guy's pulling his own weight on defense, that's for sure. It shows that he's the only natural defender on the field for Blockwork right now.
Power-ups coming up. The Blockwork Orange tried to use that to get a grab in. Beast Mode is going to position for this power-up. He's fought 2v1. They should win it. Yes, and the Fed going to pick up a rolling bomb. Protag gets closed in on, and Beast Mode out with some speed. And can he get to this boost in time? Yes. Aaron has to stay alive here. He gets pushed into the spike almost and had nowhere to go. And that's going to be the first cap here for a Blockwork
Mex
Orange.
past 2, past 3. He's got the blocks. Mex is past 4. He's doubling the lead in the space of 20 seconds. We've got a 2-0 game in favor of a Blockwork Orange. And that all started from a non-kiss decision by Aaron, who wasn't down for the makeout session. And it seems like it might be a third here if they get the blocks in. CB13 and Shara are both on OD. Fly's going to try to weave, but with Aaron looming, she has to take a lap. And as I was mentioning, Aaron choosing not to kiss ended up hurting his team a lot, trying to be a bit ambitious in getting out. Instead dies and starts a cap train for Blockwork Orange.
Now
Sharantino
trying to change things up here. He's got the flag past a couple, just past 1 actually, and Fly closing in on that team boost, getting the return, but Aaron also is out with regrab. Protag getting the return. This is looking like a decent chance here. Beast Mode's got that juke juice, and oh wow, Aaron somehow stays alive, jukes the juice as it were, and they have a Tag Pro on base though. Gotta just kill some time and gets returned.
Seems like unfortunately for Mr. Hat, he won't be able to do much leading with that Tag Pro as it expires right as Beast Mode gets returned. And for those of you who weren't following back at home, that's 2 drinks so far, courtesy of the Blockwork Orange team.
And return for a cap for just for a second, not long enough to actually get the cap, and now Fly with the flag. Watch for this snipe from Sharantino. No,
what?
Fly's able to stay alive. Gotta watch out here. Protag's return for cap, and now maybe a bit of a kiss. Yes, indeed. That was a mutual kiss here on the ShotCallers network, and we've got End the Fed coming from behind. Both flags in base here. Very dangerous for Ghostboosters.
What I like to see, mutual kisses. That's where, consent is important for this kind of thing. So good thing that both players wanted to kiss, and that's only when they went for it. It's something that I respect a lot. We're a pro-consent stream.
Yes. Now look at this. Oh.
Mr. Hat nearly makes it through the 2 OD players, but End the Fed was right there with the pixel to spare. And now Aaron seems like he's going to try to juke his way out of this situation. He's got the pixel jukes in. He dangled Mex and Mr. Hat, but he gets past 2. He's got past 3, and he misses the boost. What a calamity. That was a comedy of errors right there. for both teams. Some great jukes, but then some unfortunate decision making from Aaron. Doesn't end up securing that cap after a few seconds where it seemed like he had it in the bag.
And now Protag is going to get closed in on, looks like Mr. Hat's coming out of base. They're switching off who's on re. Protag is going to be able to boost pass, and now, and the Fed is in base, keeping the flag in as well. Protag's just buying a bit of more time for some of these power-ups. The rolling bomb spawns and almost was able to pick it up. Rolling bombs on both sides of the map, both get defused. This is the chance. Protag on the boost, coming in, needs a return. Wow, really aggressive, but it was not there in time.
And so far, power-ups seems... So far, we haven't been really seeing too much of the effect of the power-ups, but after a kiss rate here, we've got another round coming in about half a second or half a minute, and that might be a difference maker, hopefully for Ghostboosters. Try to get a bit of momentum back before the end of the half.
And Beast Mode is out with a bit of speed. Protag's going to end up flacciding, and now End the Fed has a boost here. Not going to take it, going to come back up. Sharatino with some nice blocks. Look at those blocks. Portal gets in the way a little bit, and the Fed's going to have to double back as Mex goes out at the top of the map. A lot of action happening right now, and End the Fed's going to get returned. Mex is out with the flag. Watch out for this bomb.
Cool. Sharatino showing no hints of European ping with that beautiful backward snipe. I think that's the second we've seen him do so far. That's confidence at its finest.
And now Beast Mode going to boost straight at the flag to get the third cap, just coming right in. He had the opportunity, and he took it without a moment of hesitation, extending the lead to 3.
And it was looking like Aaron might be able to get the backward snipe, but he didn't get it just in time and then ended up dying from the tag, but that could have created a bit of an opportunity for the Ghostboosters. But instead, now we've got almost a return for cap situation, and Fly unfortunately escapes. And she's going to have to double around these blocks, but she does.
Beautiful. What?
And with just a pixel to spare, Protag thought he might have a chance at getting the return, but he doesn't. Now it's 4-0 in favor of a Blockwork Orange.
Yeah, dominant showing so far with Blockwork Orange. My first prediction is so far not standing very much as they get the return. Beast Mode with the flag, and End the Fed's going to close on it. Aaron looking to secure the first cap for his team. Can he do it? He's past 3. Fly's got to stay alive here. Fly does, and Aaron's going to have to take another lap.
CB13 didn't have the angle on that snipe, and Fly, squeaks past. She's got the anti, but she doesn't boost around it, and that could have been a cap, but unfortunately for her, it didn't pan out. And now Protag is past 1, perhaps past 2, maybe past 3, but instead has to double back with some good OD from the a Blockwork Orange.
Not much of a chance there anyways with 2 tag pros for Blockwork Orange. Right now, Ghostboosters just need to tread water and hope for any chance to prevent this cap here. Protag, it's going to have to be him. Nope, not going to happen. And there's the 5th cap here for Blockwork Orange, looking to make it a 6, coming into base. Sharatino doing everything he can to prevent the cap. Got to stay alive for just another second longer, and he has. And nice job there.
What a savvy play by Sharatino. Knows exactly how that bomb is going to function with a 45-degree tile, and just picks a conservative play. Go to the bottom and stay alive for a little bit. Unfortunately for him, Protag was boosting in blindly and ended up killing him, but he stayed alive long enough to prevent the score from getting embarrassingly high.
Now Max coming in, he's got the blocks, great blocks, and just trying to force it at this point with a 5 cap lead. You don't have to be too careful and cautious. Didn't turn out for him, but there's another round of power-ups here.
And Sharatino's got the tag pro. He's going to try not to grab, succeeds at that, and now Aaron is going to have to make up for a few early mistakes and try to redeem himself by putting his team on the board.
Sharatino in base with this tag pro, going to be able to open up an opportunity here, potentially for the Ghostboosters to get on board, but Sharatino slips right around Aaron, still has a chance, but no one is near fucking CRC with a flag, just boosting all over the map.
A bit of a curious decision making there. If I were Protag, I would have gotten off a Reeve. When your team has a tag pro in base and they're protected in a return for cap situation, the last thing you want to do is just wait on Re. Help your teammate try to get the return.
And another chance here. Protag with the flag. Wall gets in the way, but it doesn't matter much. Double blocks here on Fuck the CRC, and there it is. Ghostboosters with the first cap of the evening. That's going to be another drink for those of you following at home as the final seconds tick down. A very dominant first half for a Blockwork Orange.
Absolutely. At least Protag ended up getting his team on the board at the very end and try to keep his team within reach. This is only a 4 cap deficit. It's definitely not insurmountable. It's going to be hard, though. But at least they know that they've got the confidence they can breach the dam that so far has been the defense of a Blockwork Orange, especially with, surprisingly enough, only 1 natural defender. Blockwork Orange has been able to shut down all the lanes for Protag and the Ghostboosters. Now, I have to say the standout play for me out of this half was Beast Mode's opportunism. Both of his caps, he was able to see an opportunity and just rush straight in and go for it. On the flip side, I think there was a lot of poor decision making made both in terms of grabbing and OD. We were talking in the pregame, about the Ghostboosters. And so we were talking in the pregame how the Ghostboosters have the lowest flaccid percentage in the entire league. They didn't show it in that first half, and they're going to have to get back to their usual game if they want to get back into this.
Now, the the player that stood out to me that half would definitely be Mex. I was actually really shocked to see just how aggressive he was being on defense with those bomb snipes and sniping backwards and just really throwing caution to the wind. And that aggression has helped his team get a very solid lead here.
Yeah.
I want to remind you guys that are following along at home, we will be ending and closing the Jump Cup signups very soon. So if you want to participate in the Tag Pro Beer Pong Halftime Challenge, type !jump in chat, but you have to follow the channel first. So we will be closing signups in just a moment. If you would like to participate, throw your name in the hat and type !jump in chat.
And as Ron said, don't forget to follow our channel. A lot of people last week realized they hadn't followed the channel and therefore were ineligible. So it's just a click of a button. Now, half two is underway. It doesn't look like either team made any subs. So they're both pretty confident with the lineup they've got going. I'm not surprised Blockwork decided to stick with their original 4 despite the subs in the pregame. Interestingly enough, it seems like Ghostboosters are electing to go with the same 4 that they had in half number 1. And that only makes sense. They've played every single minute of the season so far. I guess Aaron's the exception. He played all minutes except for 1 week. But outside of that, those 4 have insane chemistry, and they're going to try to rekindle a bit of that. It seems like there was a bit of a handoff there. Beast Mode loses the block, and Mr. Hat gets shut down by Shertino, who was lingering as the 3rd defender there. Some pretty cautious play by Ghostboosters in this situation. Probably the right decision.
And we've got the first round of power-ups coming up. All 8 players are fighting for it, and Tag Pro is one here from Ghostboosters, and Shertino is going to take it on offense. Let's see what he can do. Aaron, oh no! Wow, somehow stays alive after that, a bit of a flub here, and now Shertino is just shoving Aaron forward, going to get ahead, getting the return. Beast Mode out with the flag. Aaron is going to get closed in on, and it looked good, but ultimately, nice job from Blockwork Orange keeping it together throughout that Tag Pro.
Kiss would be good here if Protag can make it happen. Fly's got the anti, but so does Aaron. And in that kind of threatening situation, if you're Protag, you want to kiss every day. And he did it right there. CB13 juking around as if it's a child's game. A children game. Can't say that.
Interesting factoid about him, actually. I believe that he was the kid's voice in SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. Aye, Captain.
Now, as action resumes, we've got the power-up battles coming up. They were evenly split for the first round. Shertino picks up the juke juice, and now this time it's Mex who's got the greens.
Oh!
And with the fly past 3, perhaps past 4, CB13 with some insane offensive defense. Unfortunate for Fly, Mr. Hat decided not to come out for an aggressive block, and that could have helped them out a little bit, but instead they're only 4 caps ahead right now. Poor Blockwork.
And the Fed gets closed in on him. Fly. Beast Mode out with the flag. Let's see if he can get around past Shertino and Aaron. No, Aaron's going to get the return, but Mex boosts past him. Shertino from behind to close in and get rid of what was a pretty good move getting out of base.
And that's what I call confidence right there. You saw CB13 diving in, being maybe overly aggressive, but he knew Shertino had his back covered, like he does every single game, and it was no different this time around. Misses the return, but it's not as much of a miss as it is an aggressive play with some smart, conservative, what do you call it, hedging his bets. Another tag pro, this time Fly picks it up. They're past 2. She's going to try to lead from behind this time around. And Shertino nearly gets the timing away. Instead, he gets spiked. And now with the block in base, Mr. Hat has to do something. You'd think Fly would want to come back in base and help out, but she might have been a bit too far. And now momentum has swung the other direction.
Yes, and the Fed and base just going to try to push forward and somehow just narrowly just goes between Fly and Mex, still staying alive. Shertino in base, and the Fed being risky as can be and just nudging up against the option here. But Mex is going to read right through that, get the return.
Oh, Mex
Almost
nearly
two.
gets a double solo. Now he's got the boost. He's probably going to just try to stay ahead, and he does exactly that. Aaron going to try to use the boost to his advantage, and the bomb almost worked out. Sharatino with some next level plays, but it didn't work out. And now Protag's going to try to juke Mr. Hat. No such luck.
Another round of power-ups come up here, and so far, no scores in this second half. 4-cap lead. Fly's going to get a rolling bomb, going to open up a potential grabbing opportunity, but Protag is out past a few, off the wall, and right into fuck the CRC.
Now, another tag pro with Mex this time getting it, but unfortunately, the gate ends up fooling them, and Aaron's going to try to solo past Fly. He does it, and he has to stay alive. A kiss would have been great there again. Now, they almost have to turtle here. Give it a shot, please. Yeah, for some reason, Aaron has been very kiss-averse. I'm not sure if it's that he's not recognizing that he can kiss, if he doesn't think he has the time to, or if he chooses not to. But either way, it's cost his team twice now.
Good button there from Mex, and now Beast Mode is out and doing a bit of a double move here on End the Fed. We like to see that stutter step here and going to lead to a kiss. Mex closing in. You know, Mex is doing a very good job even when he's in the situation solo on his own. Very competent defender keeping that contained.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a coincidence that he's one of the top defenders statistically this season. He's passing the eye test tonight, too. He's got 17 tags this half alone. To be fair, a lot of it probably comes from the couple tag pros that he's gotten. But with Mr. Hat, tag pro of his own again. How many tag pros have these guys gotten this half? This has to be the 4th or 5th one they've got.
Unfortunately, this one is not going to be put to very good use as it is on the flag carrier, but Beast Mode is going to be out with the flag and trying to sneak past Aaron. Wants to use the portal. Aaron close it down. Beast Mode got a couple boosts here, straight into End the Fed, and a nice anti-re here from Sharatino.
Definitely not what he was intending, and a great gate by CB13. Amazing support play. This could be a cap. Get them on the board. Fly tries a split, but it doesn't work out for her. And now Sharatino and Aaron make sure Protag can come in uncontested, get his second cap of the game, and they're within 4 again.
And now Protag grabbing the flag, looking to keep the momentum going. Off the button, a bit of a nice button juke there. Aaron with the boost block, but fuck the CRC, getting the return. And things have slowed down as we have one more round of power-ups. There's actually a few more after this one, but yet another round of power-ups.
One more power-up round this minute. And unfortunately for Aaron, after Protag's Silky Jukes, Aaron blocked the wrong person with his bomb boost. And his boost block. And it didn't really work out in that situation. A good thought, though. Good attempt.
3.5 minutes to go here, and a 4-cap lead for Blockwork Orange, and looking to extend it further. Fuck the CRC, gonna get returned Protag with the flag, and got past Beast Mode maybe, but Aaron's gonna be able to get the handoff grab. Fuck the CRC's got a bit of a crucial snipe here, staying ahead still. Aaron's gonna get closed in on by Beast Mode. 3 minutes to go, 4 caps to go, and Fly looking to extend that further.
Aaron getting clever with the portals. I like what I'm seeing, and Fly absolutely nub steps Protag. That's 2 drinks for those of you following at home. And Fly, of all people, showing that her minor's success on offense is no fluke, comes in, boosts around the corner, and catches Protag unaware. Great play by Fly, getting your team back with a 5-cap lead.
Just an embarrassing nub step there, and now Protag is going to get contained as well. It's a bit of a task here. With a 5-cap lead, and I think that nub step might have done a bit of a shot to their confidence as well.
I think the best you can do in this situation, if you're the Ghostboosters, is try to get a couple caps, get your confidence back, and show your teammates that you've got what it takes to beat this team. Because right now their confidence, you can tell, is running low. They're taking unnecessary risks, and they're not showing the confidence it takes to make the tough plays. You can tell the hesitation, that split second, is all a team like Blockwork needs to capitalize.
We're seeing a lot of flashes now. Both teams just throwing a bit of caution to the wind. Aaron's going to be able to get to this portal in time. We've got some blockers, but they've got the gate. Nice gate here. And off the wall, coming around the corner, power-up is spawning. Going to try to be cheeky and pick it up. Not going to pick it up. Protag's going to boost past a couple. Fly with the flag as well. And has a tag pro escort if he can get around in time. Yes, there's 1. There's 2. Can we get 3 tags with the tag pro? Maybe. Not quite. Oh, Protag with an insane boost from behind, saving the cap.
Protag gets back at Fly after the embarrassing nub step, and Sharatino saves another cap by the skin of his teeth. Protag just absolutely steals a cap away from Fly, and I believe they're now even if you go by the playground score.
Aardvark saying in
hand
chat
off,
more
hand
like...
off, hand off. What are you doing, bro tag?
I agree with Aardvark in chat. He's saying more like Ghost Noobsters.
Oh, man. Rough game so far for the Ghostboosters. We've seen them play like they're the best team in the league in the past. Right now, they just need to recapture that zest.
And now I can say with definitively the final round of power-ups is spawning. We've got End the Fed picking up the Tag Pro rolling bomb here for Fuck CRC, and he's going to take on an offense. Both players taking the Tag Pro to the other side of the map. Let's see what they can do with it. Coming in with the rolling bomb, Fly trying to open up a grabbing opportunity.
Beautiful play by CB13. Absolutely annihilates his team's chances at capping there, and seems like this half, if things remain the way they are, is going to be another win, 2 halves in a row for Blockwork Orange.
Fly trying to do something creative with the bomb there, and it works out. And Fuck the CRC with the flag, get close in on Sharatino with the boost. And we have just 15 seconds to go, looking for one final cap in the game. Protect says no thank you, and going to follow him right behind, fast following through the portal, getting the return. Flies out, final 5 seconds, and flies out past a few.
This could be it. A last second cap, and Fly increases the lead to 6. Blockwork Orange takes this game 1 in a dominant fashion, and Fly with 2 dramatic caps. One was an excellent nub step, the other one at the very end, just before the whistle blew. But I have to say, standout player, Mex with 29 tags, and sure, 10 of them were Tag Pro tags, or even gate tags, but the guy has been racking up the stats so far, and this is not only this half. Last half, he had 15 returns of his own as well. So this guy, definitely, probably one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant player so far in Game 1. What do you think?
I think the nub step was a bit of a turning moment in the game. At that point in time, it was not the time to have a play like that happen, and I think it defeated all potential for having a rally and coming back. And I think going into Game 2 here with a 0-0 score, that's going to help things out. They've got a fresh slate going into the second game.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nail in the coffin moment when you think you might have time for a comeback, and then your captain gets nub stepped. It's never a positive moment. And so hopefully they can recapture their form and head into Game 2 with a clean slate. As Sanuku says, just treat this as a 0-0 game. Now, lucky for them, they've got a bit of a longer break this halftime because we've got the Jump Cup halftime show coming. And while Ghostboosters regroup, we're going to be able to see some action with Snack, Wayne, Frozen, and Zombie taking on BDL's record of 276 power-ups. Try to beat that Tag Pro beer pong score.
Yeah, that's right. All 4 players, congratulations for being able to participate here. Now, if we look at the best strategy we've seen, it's been using that pint glass. So I would anticipate to see these players doing that again, although hopefully they're not listening to the stream because they'll be hearing the strategy.
Ooh, the secret strats. Yeah, no one knew about that pint glass until we mentioned it.
Yes.
You want to go for the big gulps.
Like, I will admit, going into week 1, having not seen any Jump Cup was a bit of a disadvantage to those players that played week 1 because until you got to the right side of the map, you didn't know that was a thing.
That's a good point. The spawn positions. Are there any good or bad spawn positions on this map?
There are, because if you spawn in the wrong spot, you can get boosted out and get spiked pretty easily.
That's a good point.
It not only depends on what your spawn positions are, but what the spawn position of your competitors are. And right now, looks like Wayne is off to a pretty good chance here. Yes, going right down, but bombed off.
Gives it the best shot. Zombie tried as well. And Frozen is going to bomb his way through the pint. Manages to capture about half of the power-ups. Not too bad. But this time gets spiked at the bottom. And a bit of a mess right now as all the players are scrambling to get to the pint glass. And none of them can seem to make it.
It's anyone's game. Zombie just took the lead just by going through one of those little solo cups. I mean, it's really anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, sometimes I've discussed this before in private testing sessions with you guys, but I believe there's a pretty valid strategy in completely ignoring the pint glass and trying only to go for one of the solo cups consistently, because you know you can get that one pretty much unchallenged every round. It's only if you're really good at the pint glass that you should be going for it. Unfortunate for Snack there, gets gulped by that gravity well, and Zombie, the first one to successfully, was it Zombie? Make it through the pint glass?
Wayne with the almost full sip, just missed 1 or 2 drops there, and going to secure his lead. But now Zombie with a chance, almost got bombed out, gets a little bit stuck into the portal. Oh man, the gravity well messing with him a little bit there.
Poor guy, and right now, Wayne's leading at 76 power-ups, Zombie's at 44, Frozen's at 61, and Snack is at 34. So pretty low scores so far. It's anyone's game still.
Yeah,
One
Zombie
trip to
yet
the pint
again
could be the difference maker.
Zombie yet again was very close to it and ended up bombing and getting spiked. And now Zombie again, oh, so close. Very unfortunate. Zombie's just going to zigzag his way down the field. As now Frozen is going to come from behind and take the lead as we've got just a few seconds left. Frozen is going to just dominate these power-ups here and pretty much, I don't know, I think he's got a good chance. Zombie trying to give him a bit of a run for his money
With
as
another
well.
gulp here, he could get on the leaderboard. He needs 150, just got to 171. The last gulp was the difference maker as Frozen makes his way onto the Jump Cup leaderboard right in the nick of time. Congratulations, Frozen, for winning this time around. 171 power-ups for Frozen, 101 for Wayne, 80 for Snack, and 60 for Zombie. And I hate to say it, but didn't we test this earlier tonight? And you can actually get more than 60 power-ups if you don't press a single key on your keyboard.
Yeah, I think we had some AFKs that got 70 in a testing session.
Better luck next time, Zombie.
But,
and thanks to everyone for participating, and I believe you had a couple thank yous of your own, eh?
I did, yeah. We definitely want to send out a few thank yous here. Indie Developer for putting together the super map script, which allows us to overlay our custom Jump Cup branding on top of the map. Not the Bob 18. We have BDL helping us with the running the stream as well and running Jump Cup Challenge. C Flakes as well with a bit of script support, and finally Firefox Quantum for buttery smooth performance.
So game one, the score, what was the final score? 8-2 in favor of Blockwork Orange?
Mm-hmm.
What did I predict? 12-11 in favor of Ghostboosters, I think I said at the beginning of the game, and I said it would be a split. So by that logic, we need Ghostboosters to win. What would it be? 10-3 in game 2 on Scorpio?
Sure, yeah.
Do you see that happening?
No.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Neither do I.
Blockwork Orange has proven that they're a competent team, and to win 10-3, it's going to be. I don't see that happening.
Now, that being said, I am pegging Ghostboosters to win this game too. This is a more familiar map. These players have played this before, and this could be the difference maker. And as I was mentioning, a wild card map in game 1, everyone was kind of new to it. Perhaps Blockwork Orange is more adaptable, but on a classic map like this, having your original 4 roster might be the edge that pushes Ghostboosters into a game 2 win. But time will tell.
Here we start with game 2 as we're getting bomb defusals across the map. All 4 bombs diffused right at the get-go, and Protag going to get contained. Nice job by Mex closing off any opportunity for Protag to cut off into that left-hand corner.
Interestingly enough, Protag did not wait for Aaron to come back before grabbing, and wasn't able to get out alone. Now Aaron's baiting the gate, it seems. Neat strategy. I'm sure that works in pubs.
Protag using that
Playing
wall
the
and
corners.
Wow, slipping right past Mex, but watch out, it got a bomb and a boost. But Protag using a bomb of his own, and he's loving those walls here tonight. Unfortunately, couldn't slip past and going to get returned, but Aaron's got out.
He's got it. He's got a block in base, but this is going to be a tough one. He had to either slip under or over, and he just went in the middle. Fly gets an easy return on OD, and now Protag is going to try to keep the chain alive, stay alive long enough for Aaron to get back on regrab, but Mex hounds him. Gets that first return, and Aaron now has a tag brother. Hopefully that can help his team a bit, although it seems like Mr. Hat's going to try to annihilate it with his own, cancel it out, and now beast mode with the bomb. Might try something fancy here.
Yeah, very dangerous here with that tag pro. They're going to kiss, and I think that was good for Ghostboosters because that tag pro was getting a very dangerous. And Protag had some speed, but didn't have the angle.
Some good contain that we're seeing from both CB13 and Sharatino. A clutch return earlier to prevent the first cap of the game going to the Blockwork Orange. And I like the handoff strategy. Beast mode catches the boost with a pixel to spare. Now it seems like that could be a good capping opportunity for them, but Aaron manages to stay alive just long enough to prevent that from happening.
Maybe a kiss. Yes, we have a kiss here. Mex is going to close off that portal. Sharatino's going to try to open it up. No, he's going to get back on re, and I don't know. He was thinking about doing something with that bomb. Maybe that would have been better, as we have another round of power-ups coming up here. Tag Pro and a couple rolling bombs. Aaron picking up that Tag Pro. Let's see if he takes it on offense.
He has to at this point. Yeah, yep. Smart move. So ProTag will be switching to D for this. CB13, who's a competent offensive player of his own. Unfortunately, Aaron isn't quite Shartino when it comes to Tag Pro leads. I believe Shartino, with his leads last game, might have been some of the best leads I've seen in all of Tag Pro. Oh. So it's hard to match up against a guy like that, and Aaron did his best.
Wow, excellent grab here from Beast Mode, but in the Fed coming from behind, CB13 getting that return, and now flies out. Watch for this snipe from Shartino, and in the Fed had it closed down anyways. Aaron, this is just back and forth here. Both teams taking the flag out in turn.
This
taking
is
the turns.
Something I've noticed so far in both games. Blockwork Orange has been frustrating Ghostboosters enormously with their strategy of overloading the positions. So usually we see 2-0-2D. This team tends to go 3D way more often than most teams I see. So whenever you see Ghostboosters with a flag, they know that Ghostboosters have amazing flag carriers. ProTag and Aaron are some of the slipperiest guys in MLTP. And to prevent that from causing any danger, one of their offensive players who's spawning just stays in base long enough to create that 3v2 overload and prevent Ghostboosters from getting any forward momentum. And now ProTag has to stay alive for at least a second, but he can't, and Fly comes in. First cap of the game goes to a Blockwork Orange.
Just had the momentum, and yeah, that's one of those critical moments. You had to stay alive, but didn't have any opportunity to stay alive. Gonna get returned, and a Blockwork Orange coming ahead with the early lead, and Fly trying to get a bit creative there, doing the weave, but ultimately was not able to pull it off. And now ProTag. Yes.
Great block, and now the Fed is going to try to get the block of his own. Shartino tries to block downward. Unfortunately, it seems like a bit of a lack of communication. ProTag thought he was blocking up, and it didn't work out.
Another round of power-ups coming up very soon. Watch for players positioning for those, as somehow Fuck the CRC misses the grab and the power-up, and Fly has the flag.
All three power-ups go to, oh my god. All three go to the Ghostboosters, and yet the only power-up that shouldn't be grabbing is the one that ended up grabbing. In the end, it makes little difference as ProTag weaves through the offensive defense with his juke juice, and ties up the game, and now the Fed has to try to make something happen, but the boost gets him off course and allows for a return from Mex with some good timely positioning.
And now ProTag and Beast Mode both the flag. Beast Mode gets closed in on. ProTag's in a bit of trouble here. Gonna try to use this bomb creatively. Does it, but Mex is still there to close off the gap. Got this bomb, gonna try to be creative. I don't know if that was gonna pay off, and now Fuck the CRC with the flag, and somehow is gonna be able to stay alive and line up something with his boost. Shartino trying to close in, but a backward snipe from the Fed closes it down.
I would, if I were the Ghostbooster, I'd be trying to play a bit more anti-regrab. Do less stick into your positions and do more anti-read, because we're seeing situations where they're just allowing the regrab chain way too easily. And yes, this is a tie game, but if you look at the stats, you can tell that with the amount of prevent they have, if they were just a bit better at preventing those regrab chains from happening, they might have a few capping opportunities. And again, Mex defeats the block by getting low and preventing any forward momentum from the Ghostboosters.
Very clutch play from Mex there, ensuring that Ghostboosters does not take the lead. Looks like Aaron with the flag. Fuck the CRC is going to get a nice block here from Beast Mode, and still going to get contained. Aaron's trying to get a bit creative with these walls. Not going to happen. And now, again, back and forth here. Guys, buckle your seatbelts, because we're in for a bit of a bumpy ride. Look at this boost block from the Fed. ProTag's getting the bomb. Yes, he pulls it off, and Ghostboosters are going to take the lead for the first time this evening.
Amazing bomb by ProTag. The guy must have been watching some magic pigeon montages, because that was absolutely phenomenal. Just uses the bomb to his advantage, sees he doesn't have the cap, and goes for gold. He gets it. That was amazing.
And now Fuck the CRC somehow stays alive, and now they're going to take the lead back as he's going to come in. No boat, though. Had a chance to boat it at least a little bit, but going to instead tie it up as Mex is going to get returned. And things will slow down here with the Tag Pro on just sitting on the flag.
Looks like he left his paddles back home. I'm looking forward to the boats. Both teams said they were eager to, but haven't seen any action coming from either of them so far.
Now Beast Mode with the flag coming up towards this portal, which gets closed and plugged up by the Fed. ProTag out with a bit of a bomb here. Fly's going to position ahead. Still got a step here, but end the Fed with a great block, and now Ghostboosters take the lead back, and that's another drink for those of you following along at home.
And Protag, it has to be said, all of Ghostboosters' caps have come from him. And so the guy, I don't know whether it's because he's a better flag carrier or because Aaron's better at supporting or whatever it may be, but the guy's been driving their offense so far, and it's showing.
Now they're out with the Tag Pro escort here. Aaron, ends up slowing down, and unfortunately is no longer past End the Fed. Fuck this URC. Fly coming out ahead as well, and now Protag's just got to do a bit of dancing with that flag.
Some insane flag carrying by Fly, although it has to be said, I think if Ghostboosters had played that a bit better, that should have been a cap. Either way, Fly manages to weave her way out of trouble and keep the lead within one. And in fact, this is the Ghostboosters' first lead of the entire evening, so they're going to try to hold on to it as long as they can. Actually, let me correct that. It's their second lead. Their first lead came off of Protag's amazing cap.
Sharatino with a bit of a boost block almost pays off, but can't quite get the return in time, and still just a couple fleeting moments that it was returned for cap. Sharatino with a monster boost through the portal, and unfortunately nullifies that with a bit of a flub in base there.
He's monster boosting everyone. You're red, you're blue, it doesn't matter. Sharatino's out for you.
Protag trying to use that rolling bomb, and this is very dangerous here. Protag, can they tie it up again? Blockwork Orange trying to get back onto the tie. Fuck this CRC doing a bit of dancing himself. Protag with the flag coming into base, and Beast Mode closing in to get the return.
We're not seeing many kisses from the Ghostboosters. It must have been a team-wide strategy, trying to keep the flag alive as much as possible, keep those regrab chains going. But in situations like that, I would have kissed. And Protag gets his own tag. He's past 2. Perhaps past 3. Unfortunately for him, Mr. Hat is uncontested in base, and it's going to take a miracle to get a return, a solo on a guy like Mr. Hat.
And now Protag with the flag, Fly getting the return. Another round of power-ups just coming up. Mex, wow, look at Mex being aggressive. And Aaron has to stay alive and manages to pull it off, but very dominant grab from Mex there, getting past everyone. Fuck the CRC is going to win this Tag Pro, and Protag has a rolling bomb, though. We've got the battle of power-ups here. Rolling bomb gets defused, Mex gets returned, Protag coming into base, Aaron trying to do something about these Tag Pros.
Yeah, Blockwork with the double T's, that's hard to beat. When they've got the greens, they're dangerous.
Sharatino, very dangerous here. Wow, somehow stays alive, boosting again all over the map. Sharatino loving these boosts and bombs and walls and boosts.
Oh, it nearly gets the split. And now Aaron's going to have to pull something out of the hat to get a return here. Instead, it's a tie game, and Fly, of course, who else, gets the game-tying cap with 5 seconds remaining. And both these teams go into half number 2 tied. You got to say, Ghostboosters have been looking much better this half. But for some reason, Blockwork Orange is not letting go, and they're making it really hard for Ghostboosters to build on any of the momentum that they've got.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing from Max. He had one chance where he got out of base and just blasted past everyone and almost turned into a cap. Couldn't quite pull it off, but Fly at the end helping secure that cap and tying it up. This one's anyone's game. We mentioned going to this half as a blank slate, and we're effectively doing the same into half 2 with the tie at the very last 10 seconds here.
I would love some sort of away goals rule like they have in soccer, where if you cap more at home than you cap away from home, then a draw can be in your favor if you have more away caps. Unfortunately, I don't think that concept exists or ever will. It's just a fun thought experiment. And I'm on my second beer at this point. There have been a bit more caps than I expected. At this point, I think we need a 5-0 half for Ghostboosters for my prediction to come true. No, a 7-0 half.
Surprisingly, no showboats, though. Although, to be fair, we've only seen maybe 1 or 2 opportunities that were boatable.
Yeah.
These maps aren't very conducive to boats with all these portals and boosts all over the place. You got Sharatino boosting around like a madman. you can't be showboating with that climate.
They don't want their ship to capsize, so get it? Capsize.
Nice. That's a good pun.
And Sharatino is going to try to come into base and say, you know what, I'm going to take matters in my own hands. I'm taking the grab here. And Aaron with some good blocking. Protag with a good blocking of his own, but decides to let go of it for the nice backward snipe. But in exchange. Mex ends up getting his own return, and now Kiss would be good.
Yep.
Looked like Aaron was shying away from it, but he took it, and it worked out for them.
Now Protag, ooh, nice job by Fly getting in the right spot, and Fox CRC is going to be able to be out with the flag, and both flag carriers are both going to have to take a bit of a lap here. Watch out for these portals. Beast mode closing and getting the return, and Aaron just sitting by this bomb. Pushes Mex into the spikes and has a boost as well. Going to take it to the top of the map and maybe around the corner. Yes, indeed.
Oh!
Ghostboosters taking the lead. Very brilliant flag carrying here.
And Beast Mode decides not to go for the Tag Pro, instead goes to follow for the Tag Pro lead, which I'm not sure if that was the right decision, but it was a bold one. I'll give him that much.
Maybe that would work in a pub.
Oh, Sharatino! Perfect timing. After he lets the Tag Pro go through the portal, immediately hits the portal right after, and manages to secure the return with about a pixel to spare. And in this case, it really was a pixel to spare.
Sharatino again with yet another one of his maybe not so helpful team boosts, pushing the flag carrier into certain death. Now Beast Mode is out with the flag. Protag trying to slip past Fly, not able to pull it off, but sets up Aaron for an opportunity with the flag. And look at this, Sharatino closing in.
Oh no.
Wow.
CB13 unfortunately does a bit of friendly fire with that boost. It doesn't really matter in the end. And now this next round of power-ups is going to spawn. It seems like Ghostboosters are in good position for 2 of them, but they don't know that their base power-up is pretty delayed. They're going to get it anyway, though.
Finally comes up. It's a Juke Juice and Aaron in base with this Tag Pro, and instead just says, screw this. He's going to grab the flag himself, and Mex is not going to bite, and now going to respawn in base with that Tag Pro. Maybe, not going to be able to do much with it.
We've seen this happen so many times. Oh, just a second. CB13 gets out and spikes himself. Unfortunate circumstances, but it was a nice little bounce grab. And we've seen the Tag Pros grab so many times. Either way, doesn't matter. 2-0 lead right now this half. 5-3 lead for the Ghostboosters as Protag comes in, gets his 6th cap of the week so far.
Your prediction still has a chance here. Aaron with the bomb and going to get returned. Mex with the flag. Protag gets sniped from Fly, very long-range snipe from the bottom of the map. Mex with a very fortuitous spawn location, setting up a potential for a cap here, but end the Fed. CB13 grabbing the flag and pulling a bit of a move here, allowing him to get out of base as we got another round of power-up spawning.
Oh, CB13, I liked what he was trying, but it didn't work out. And, oh man, prediction has been canceled. The aggregate score is now 12 in favor of the Blockwork Orange, and that gets them back on the board and back within 1 this game.
Right, not only your prediction, now it's just a 1-cap game. It's anyone's game here. Blockwork Orange showing a bit of potential, but Sharatino closing up that portal. Fly going to have help with a bit of support here, but Sharatino again with the dominant boost across the map. Oh, Fly with the moves, but got to be careful. Not a time to be risky, and smartly doubles back and prevents the cap.
Protag going to try to use this bomb that spawned to his advantage and almost does it, but instead Beast Mode gets out, so it would have been moot either way. Now he's past 3. Fly manages to boost past, and Shara can't block in time. And so he's going to have to double back again. Protag with a nice little hold here. He's probably had the flag for about close to a minute now.
Now watch for this next round of power-ups. Aaron scores the Tag Pro. There's a rolling bomb spawning as well. Protag's going to grab that and be able to pick that up. And look, very smart strategy, almost boating the power-up, as it were, coming into base with this Tag Pro. Going to use it to push everyone away. Fly's got to stay alive, and she has. And Aaron and the Fed closing in. Looking a bit clumsy there, but they did get the return.
It has to be said, we're talking about Fly, or Protag's skill with the flag. Fly has been just as skillful in terms of staying alive when it counts, and that's another example of this. It could have been a 2-cap game, but instead Fly stayed alive just long enough to prevent her team from going down by 2.
Nice bomb here from CB13 with the flag. Going to get close in, though. Aaron, very smart. He had the flag, but he stayed back to help with the contain on the button. Very heads-up play here from Aaron.
Now things seem to have calmed down a little bit. Both teams are on regrab chains, and just as I say this, looks like Ghostboosters might be in a very good position to cap. Aaron's waiting on the power-up. I would have gone for the try to force it in.
What? Oh no, I think Sharatino may have messed that up. I'm not sure. I'll have to watch the replay at youtube.com/Ron Sponson, but that was very close to being a cap and may have been obscured here from the boost from behind from Sharatino.
Nah, I think Shara was in the clear there. It was the no cap was definitely not his fault, and it seems like Aaron saves a cap of his own just in the nick of time. Unfortunately, their non-cap was mostly just due to timing at that point. Nothing they could have done there.
Very close, regardless. And now Aaron sitting on this boost, pushing Fly down to the bottom of the map as we've got a bomb spawning in just a few seconds. But Protag unlucky with that boost from behind with beast mode getting the return 4 minutes ago, and it's a one-cap game. And now Fly, they were trying to pull the single turtle, which was made famous by the old MOBA, but couldn't quite pull it off in that corner.
Yeah, it's something I don't know if we'll ever see again. The single turtle as epic as one we saw with Nwoba. But you know what? I would not be opposed to seeing another one. And now Fly, she's got the greens. He grabs with them. This could be just the distance enough to get Aaron into base. Aaron keeps trying to fake pump.
Look at this.
Oh!
What?
Protag almost makes it work, and now it's a tie game.
And now beast mode with the flag. Sharantino coming out as well. And, ooh, man, CB13 just barely misses the boost from behind. Beast mode getting close in on Sharantino with a bit of a boost here. He likes those boosts. Fuck the CRC as well on this bomb. CB13 getting out past a few in base. Got the anti-re. Man, this is just back and forth here. Sharantino hitting the bomb. Both flight carriers, maybe a kiss here. Yes. That one may not have been consensual.
Yeah, not much of a makeout sesh going on, though. That was the first kiss I believe we've seen so far this half. And Fly dangles Shara. Oh my god. She's
beautiful
on fire.
Moves. Mex close again with that juke juice, getting the return 2 minutes 45 seconds to go, and it's a tie game, and Aaron's gonna get sniped from behind by Mex, opening up a chance here. Fuck the CRC with the flag, going to thread the needle with the bomb. Watch out from Sharantino from behind, and the Fed with the rolling bomb.
That could have backfired.
Wow.
Aaron trying to boost up, succeeds. Is Protag gonna leave the boost for him? He tries to, but unfortunately Aaron couldn't quite get there in time. And I have to say, the most improved player so far in game 2 has to be Aaron. He's been looking really strong.
Oh, nice job there from the CB13, and now beast mode.
That was definitely not intentional, but I love when indirect plays like that happen. It wasn't a return, but it was anything. You could call that a return at that point. Boosts the opponent into what would effectively be a spike. That's the kind of stuff you love to see. And now Mr. Hat gets ahead. He basically nubs Aaron, and they're ahead by 1 with a minute 51 left. That was potentially the game-changing play for Mr. Hat.
A walk-in cap here for Blockwork Orange with the blown regrab, and now they're looking to extend it further. Aaron has to stay alive, looking for a kiss, doesn't have it. Fly getting pushed back and forth, still holding onto the flag, cornered into the area to the right of the flag, and now beast mode with the flag, boosting out of base. Sharantino's got to stay alive, but no, Protag's, he doesn't have to stay alive at all.
No, he can die. Protag, you can die, Protag. There you go.
But here we go, Blockwork Orange looking to extend it further, minute to go. Mex making sure that doesn't happen.
Friendly fire, and now all 4 Blockwork players are in base if Ghostboosters can get out, and they do! But Mr. Hat, again, coming in the clutch for his team in what would have been the tying cap for Ghostboosters. Now he's past 2, potentially past 3 if Shara gets returned. And all he has to do is hold long enough to let his team secure this round of power-ups.
Watch this last round of power-ups here. We have a very exciting match. 50 seconds to go. Sharantino pick up the rolling bomb, looking for the tying cap. Fly with the flag, got to stay alive. And Fly gets bombed. Sharantino's rolling bomb is gone. Another one comes up, but can't get to it in time.
Past 3. Protag has to stay alive, and with 36 seconds left, he both has to stay alive and has to force it back into base. Bit of a conundrum right now for the captain, and she's going to try to force it in.
And now it looks like CB13 is going to stay alive. Protag's going to have to double back, getting closing on very quickly, avoiding the kiss. No one wanted the kiss on that one. And the spike going to get the return. Protag looking to tie it up. He's got a few blocks coming into base. 15 seconds to go. This could be it. And Aaron's going to push forward. Protag's just going to try to force it off the wall, bouncing backwards. 5 seconds to go. Off another wall, coming around the corner. He's got the bomb. Can he do some miracle?
Oh,
yes, he's done it. The final second. Protag takes it up and ties it, and what an insane ending to what has been a very exciting evening.
If there is one protagonist tonight, it is the protagonist. A cap like that is something that only the clutchest of players can accomplish. With less than 10 seconds on the scoreboard, He had to make something special. He had to pull the rabbit out of the hat, and he did exactly that. We are heading to overtime. Oh man, I can't believe I just saw that. This is unheard of. A whole team effort there. All three defenders stayed back. We're going to see something quite special here.
That
OT
was
on
insane.
Scorpio.
Just back and forth, and at the very last second, extending it to overtime. Insane. I'm just shocked at what just unfolded in front of us.
Oh man. Protag, I mean, how many caps have we seen so far? I think all but 2 caps so far for Ghostboosters have come from Protag. That would mean 7 or 8 caps for Protag this week alone, including this one.
That was literally, there was nothing, like no opening there, and he just forced it. He just went for it.
That was one of my highlights of the season. He had to get everything absolutely perfect. Every bounce, every corner, even the bomb at the end. Any other angle would have killed him, but he bombed into his teammate, which bombed a Blockwork player into the flag. They got the return, and with about, I'd be curious to see on Tag Pro EU exactly how many milliseconds are left.
It feels like it's less than a second.
You don't say.
Yeah. I bet it felt like it was after the game for some players there. That last second must have lasted forever.
I'm downing the rest of my beer for that play. That was definitely chug-worthy. That was the chug of champions right there.
Chug of champions, yes indeed. Yeah, I also just opened another beer here. I had a reserve overtime beer just in case.
Glorious. Gonna have a bit of overtime scotch.
For those that aren't 100% certain of the overtime rules, are you aware of them?
Yes, I believe it's 2 halves on each team's home server. In this case, both servers are Radius. 2 5-minute halves.
All right. And Sleepy TP in chat letting us know there's 0.37 milliseconds left in that final cap.
Yes. That is something else.
959.63.
So my split prediction could still come true. By the way, is anyone even close in the comments in terms of aggregate scoreline? I'm actually genuinely curious right now.
Not sure.
Let us know if you are. We'll have to invite you in for an interview.
Y is coming to be invited in for a cap, but no. Beast Mode says no thanks. Although, I don't know if that was a cap regardless, but Beast Mode ensuring it wasn't.
I was kind of confused at why Aaron was waiting so hard to grab, but he really played it smart. He had about a millisecond to get the grab in properly. Between getting sniped and getting the return, he played that 0.25 perfectly.
And now Fly, it's return for cap. There's the return. There's the cap. Ghostboosters taking the lead, starting yet again with the early lead. And Beast Mode with the monster return. And the Fed narrowly getting that return, preventing a 2-0 lead.
That's literally a 50-50 play right there. And CB13 guessed it right. He had to go either high or low. And when he's static like that, it's really hard. I mean, Beast Mode had him frozen. So something had to happen.
And the Fed using that juke juice to get the return, and now he's past 3, and the nice boost here from the portal.
Returned by 3 people all at the same time. That's what you call a gangbang.
I'm going to leave that one there, but Aaron is not going to leave the flag there, and he's going to boost out past a few. Protag, he's been dangerous with this flag, but Mex closing in quickly, getting the return, and now Beast Mode out, looking to extend the lead further. Didn't have really much of a chance there, gonna get closed in on.
Great solo by CB13, but now it seems like misses the backwards boost. This could be dangerous. 2 Ts for GB. We're gonna get the double tag pro lead, the elusive double tag pro lead. They need the return though, so with the rolling bomb on the flag, I hear that if you have a rolling bomb, you're allowed 1 free bop. So Mex is going to try to take advantage of that.
Let's see how he uses the free bop. Going to use it to open up a... Yeah.
Gets his
Aaron, nice move.
Yeah, he keeps just juking with a pickle to spare. Every single half he's been looking better. This guy, it seems like he started slow, and now he's one of the best players on the field.
Now we've got Protag and base. Going to boost... He's taking his time to line up that boost, even though Mex was spawning. Beast Mode with the flag as well. Gonna get returned, and now dangerous. Fly couldn't stay alive past that amazing snipe
Oh
here.
no!
Wow.
And the Fed bombs himself into a spike in what could have been a capping opportunity. That's unfortunate for the Ghostboosters, I gotta say. And now Fly grabs the tag pro.
Aaron had the double combo bomb there, and unfortunately, those are very difficult to line up.
Yeah, that boost just got taken, unfortunately, for Protag. He's going to try to get a grab. He gets it out.
Power-up combo here, rolling bomb and a tag pro, and very nice patience here from CB13 with the flag. Sharantino trying one of his patented backward snipes, ends up backfiring almost to a cap, but that bomb... Wow, that was a bit of a fluke there, that bomb pushing Flight Carrier right into the spikes.
And Protag splits with some great blocks. I'm not sure what Mex was doing earlier. He went straight to offense with an offensive player already on regrab, whether it was lack of communication or not too aware of what's going on. But either way, maybe it's a next level strat I'm not aware of to have 2 on regrab. It's just a bit odd to see something like that happen. There must be something going on.
Another strategy I've seen a lot in pubs, to be honest with you.
The double re.
Yes.
Camping is always more fun with a partner, you gotta say.
Got another round of power ups up, a couple juke juices and a tag pro. Mex is going to use that tag pro, but got 2 people to block against him. Gets both of them. Look at that double tag here from Mex. Got the return as well. And Mex with another double tag on the same 2 players, coming for his own revenge and looking to try to secure this off with a snipe straight into the spike. Unfortunately for him, couldn't quite cap off that amazing run with that tag pro.
And Mex another solo. The guy's been soloing Ghostboosters left, right, and center all night long. He's going to be haunting them all night. Their dreams. Nightmares, more like.
And 10 seconds to go. Maybe final desperation grabs here from Aaron going to get closed in on. And it looks like we're going to be heading into half 2 with a 1-cap lead here from Ghostboosters.
Actually, I believe it is Blockwork Orange who head with a 1-cap lead.
Well, there you go.
I can see why there might be confusion that arises because the cap came from Fly, and we were discussing in the pregame how Fly has probably spent more time playing for Ghostboosters in her career than she has for Blockwork Orange. These are her 2 teams that she has real attachment to. She's been the captain of Blockwork and Novice. She's played for Blockwork in the past, this season, I suppose. And she has 5 seasons under her belt with the Ghostboosters. So I don't even know who she's cheering for this half, but with the amount of caps she's got, there's really only one choice at this point. Do you think that her cap will stand? Do you think that'll be what it takes to win? The difference maker?
I don't know. I mean, it was very interesting. 5 minutes, only 1 cap. We saw more caps in the first half. We saw, I think, three caps going into that game before and for each team. And so I'd be very surprised if that 1 cap was the only cap and we saw no more caps this half.
Get your scores in, guys. Whoever can predict the game-winning cap for, they'll get my undying love. That's right. My undying love. Compete for it, please. Also, let us know in the chat who you guys want us to interview in the post-game. We tend to want to interview the captains, but in a game like this, there's so many interesting storylines. We want to know who you guys want us to ask questions to, who we want to talk to. And Protag almost gets a split. Can't make it. And Beast Mode just coasts into the return.
And now Sharantino getting the return as well. We've got Fly in base on her own. And now we've got CB13 coming in as well, using these boosts. Got a bomb. Let's see if he's passed. Yes, he is. Look at this. Protag's got to be very careful. No, Protag gets returned. And now Blockwork Orange is going to extend the lead to 2.
Yeah, unwise there by Ghostboosters. Both the forwards boost by Protag and the lack of contain by CB13 and Cher, who've been so far quite strong, I have to admit. Around that portal area, they dropped the ball there, and the fact that both mistakes came at the same time. Oh my god! Great boost by Protag. Secures the cap from End the Fed, and they're back within 1. And that's the kind of stuff you need.
Maybe we'll tie it up here. Aaron with the rolling bomb gets defused. Going to slip past. Nope. Can't slip past the spikes.
That's a recurring storyline so far this season.
But no, Protag with the flag here, coming into base. He's got a few in base. He's going to have to be creative here.
Protag
Gets
V2.
past beast mode.
He's done it once before. Can he do it again?
Good button there from Mex. I guess it wasn't planned. He just got pushed into the button with the boost.
Oh.
Backward snipe here, but that was maybe unwise as now Fly gets out. Return for cap here for the Ghostboosters. Wow. Protag just narrowly dodging that return and is in a bit of trouble here.
Protag dangling Mex. Mex finally gets the final say, and Fly misses the flag, pulls in Asda. She might be able to come in anyway, but Protag's got the rolling bomb, and it's still intact. You just use his bop, though, so no more bops for him.
And now Mex with the bop, using it to get the return, and ends up kissing Aaron with the flag. Just sitting by this bomb,
He's
being
got to
a
be
bit patient.
aggressive. With 2 minutes left, you can't just sit back. That's the play you do when you're in the lead.
And now Fly's out with the flag, looking to extend the lead further, narrowly avoiding the snipe from behind from Protag. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. They've got the contain, should be able to get the return here from Sharatino, but he's being a bit slippery here. And look at that support. And now End the Fed grabbing the flag and getting out of base, somehow just swooping past everyone. Sharatino with the boost block, almost securing the cap. Can they do it? Trying to tie it up yet again. No.
The .25 saves a Blockwork Orange, and that could be the difference maker. I mean, I suppose the .37 ended up bringing them to overtime, so that in itself is a bit of a heartbreaker. And Protag gets read like a book by Mex. And with 2 tag pros in base, this could be a difference maker. Sharatino's going to try to pull some moves, and he does. He creates some space for himself, and then boosts straight into beast mode. Beast mode's going to say thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't know that I like that. The blind boost forward when you don't know where the defenders are ends up boosting straight into the defender who's clearly going to sit on that choke point.
Great return by End the Fed, and that's a difference maker. That would have been a cap for, Mr. Hat, had that not happened, rather. So, really tight margins right now. Could go either way.
And the Fed being a bit aggressive here, and that's what they have to do. Down by 1 cap, going to have this bomb come up, and that works for them. Protag trying to get the return. Sharatino closing in aggressively. This could be their chance. Mex with a clutch block, but the boost spawns as well. Mex ends up spiking, and now it's return for cap. Fuck the CRC with the flag.
The kiss would have been perfect. Again, Ghostboosters' lack of kissing is what kills them. Kissing there. You had Aaron with 3 spawning in base. He'd be past 3. As soon as the kiss happens, he's past 4, potentially past 3 with a boost coming in, but you got 3 defenders in base. That could have been a difference maker. Instead, here we are. CB13 dangling the juke juice. Holy crap.
Return for cap here, 40 seconds to go. Not going to happen. Fly with the flag, looking to extend it further, but Aaron somehow saves it for his team, and he's got the boost out past 3. Again, not past the spike. Sharatino trying to save it with the last-ditch snipe, somehow pulls it off and gets a return on Mex, and now Protag pulling a few moves of his own. Beast mode's got to be very careful here for just a split second, and ends up boosting straight down, and somehow End the Fed gets off the portal.
All right, no more Rees. Protag's got to go chase.
Yes.
Play anti, perhaps.
10 seconds to go here. Protag is going to be playing anti. Beast mode going for the kiss. Very smart kiss. Like to see that. And with that, Blockwork Orange is going to secure the victory here with what was in a very interesting game 2.
Very eventful, the slimmest of margins, but in the end, I believe the team that won deserved it. They played extremely smart all game long. Whenever there were make or break plays, it seemed like Blockwork Orange was the team that was making them. And don't get me wrong, Ghostboosters made it hard fought. They made it difficult for Blockwork Orange, and they actually got a point off of them in this matchup. So not a bad result given the circumstances with 3 seconds left when Protag hadn't capped yet. But at the end of the day, definitely well-deserved, hard-fought win for a Blockwork Orange. Now, guys, let us know in the comments, who should we interview? Who should we bring in the channel, and what should we ask them? Do our job for us, please. Has the chat been talking? What's the consensus so far?
Hat, says Wayne.
All right,
Review Hat.
Let's give it a shot.
All right, we're going to see if we can get Mr. Hat in here for a bit of a post-game interview following the sweep here from Blockwork Orange. Pretty dominant first game with an 8-2 lead, and then at the last second forcing them into overtime, but Blockwork Orange proving yet again that they are victorious and just narrowly coming ahead with that lead. And looks like we have Mr. Hat joining us.
So the people have spoken. They wanted to hear from you. So, man, Mr. Hat, what a game. What an eventful game. Congratulations on getting the 2 wins. Although you have to admit that second game took a bit more effort than you expected, eh?
Yeah, that last cap that sucked to happen.
What went through your mind after the end of game 2? Like, what were you guys talking about in channel going into overtime?
I don't think I could say that on screen.
Fair enough. How about something you can say on screen? Who are you going to be dropping first? Given, I suppose you're not the captain, but given the performances of the players who've been subbed in this game, do you see Franj coming back, or?
I think we're gonna drop Beast Mode here. His performance in ranked bugs has been subpar lately.
Has he not been trash talking enough?
No, he froze every game.
He's got to get his Void game in, man.
Yeah.
Either way, you guys did not Void tonight. I know you must have been a bit stressed out coming up against a team like Ghostboosters, who were right up against you guys in the standings. This has to feel a bit of a confidence boost for you guys, eh?
They were like a full win back, right? That wasn't that bad. But we didn't have Franj, so I was happy that we were still able to win anyways.
Yeah, do you know what the story behind that is? Was he unavailable, or what's the deal?
He's on vacation or something, I don't know.
Oh wow, look at the guy. Fancy dude, on vacation early January. Well, either way, great performance tonight, and I have to say we kept talking about how just every time there was a clutch play, you were there to make it. I believe you had the go-ahead cap in overtime, and from there it was pretty smooth sailing, some good last-ditch returns, and some great OD. If you had one teammate to single out for praise before we go, who would it be?
I guess Fly stepped up pretty well today.
Oh yeah.
She went above and beyond our expectations.
Yeah, that was a bold decision to bring her up and have her play offense in place of your usual partner, and I have to say it really paid out. So I'm curious to see if you guys give her more O time going forward. I'll definitely be following that in the weeks to come. Again, thank you for coming in, for joining us, and congratulations on, do you call this a sweep? Is this a sweep? It's 5 out of 6 points? I'll call it the 5-6 sweep. Anyway, good job, man.
Thanks.
A patented 5-6 sweep here for a Blockwork Orange.
The OT sweep.
Yes. Well, that's going to conclude the evening for us. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to ShotCallers this evening. Thank you to Pithy for running the stream behind the scenes, Liquid for the co-commentary, and Baldwin Live for some stream support running the Jump Cup Halftime Challenge. If you guys like the stream, make sure to follow us on Twitch, where you can find more entertaining and high-quality broadcasts each and every week. I'm Ron Sponson, and we'll see you all next week.